Hello everyone, welcome to Motorsport Manager. Today I'm going to start the third video of this game. I'm almost starting the preseason. The preseason starts the next day. Um, it was a good season for us. We managed to gain a lot of wins. We win all the races, so good. Our drivers managed to gain first and second place in the standings. And comparing with the previous seasons, we managed to gain more points. It wasn't this driver. I hate that they don't put the drivers that were in the season before, because our drivers were Woodford that scored 8 points and Schmidt that scored 124 points. And it was a tough season for even so. It wasn't hard, but was tough because we only have one good driver that scored points, and the other team had two good drivers, but we managed to win. And comparing with the other seasons, we scored a lot of points, and we from the first season we arrived to this division that were almost in the back of the pack. We scored 2 points or 1 point and finish in 7th place. We have topped the rankings each season, scored more points and more points. Like this season we managed to gain a win, these 2 wins, and then 8, 15 and now 16, and finish all the races with a good advantage. So one of the most important things one could do in the preseason is put the best parts of the car in our drivers, because these parts will become the new original parts for the next season. So it's quite important to have the best parts. The risks of breaking the rules is not important, because they will disappear in the regional parts, so you don't going to see these risks in the future. The temporary bonus that we have right now for qualifying and for a type of tires or for rebuilding each day in production will also disappear. This doesn't count for the new original parts, so don't, if you are thinking of building these parts because we have plus 40 in the qualifying, forget it. It's not going to pass. So these are the parts I have selected, are the currently best. It doesn't matter if you put in one driver or another. So I did autofill, and the car one put the best parts in this, and in the second I put the second best parts. So it's important to see all these numbers, because I'm going to compare in the end of the video with the original parts so that you could see like all the numbers. One thing you could do almost in the end of the season is start building parts with rule breakings, but give a good bonus, like give a good bonus for the components for the performance of the car. Like right now we have, this is without any performance, like this is the base number, and yeah, the gearbox is already, so the gearbox is 1583 currently, and if I design a new gearbox I will put 60, 50, 40 and 10. So from the base number I increase all these numbers, and I have just 13 of potential of reaching the 1583 because it's the designer components. Don't go, if you are building a new part for the preseason, don't go for the potential, go for the immediately bonus that gives the car. This will pass, this I can't guarantee. So we are going to fix the number and see that in the next season this number will, the base number will change for this one. Okay, so this is all done. I think it's, yep. I can't build anything because when the preseason starts we can't build, and that new part is not going to count for the new car, so it doesn't make sense to build anything now. And I think I already said everything I need for the preseason, so let's continue. And the preseason starts. So the preseason is about building a new car, so you have a better car for next season. He wants me to start designing the new car. This is a bonus that I receive each race. I save some money, so more money for me, great. So one of the things I want to, before I select all this stuff, is this part. So this is the base stat modifier, is going to increase on the original part 22, 27, 14 or 0. So this increase in the engine, it's the only part of the car that has these options in this case. So the original part is going to increase the number of the motor I select. So I could compare, like, this is fuel efficiency. I want improbability, just to show difference between strong and very strong. Like, this is 3 starts and probably, and just a bit of 3 and not a half, 1/4 or 1/8 of a star probably. And strong reduce a lot. If you compare one with the other, it's a lot of difference. And if you compare medium with strong in the fuel efficiency, you see that the difference, it's not that much. Strong, it's probably 1/4 of difference between medium, so it's not that much. But strong, for very strong, it's a lot of difference. Like, it's almost 1 star. It's too much. So in these options, go always for the better ones, for the very strong, because different, like this one, we don't gain, we lose. This is a better option. But between fuel efficiency and improbability, I want fuel efficiency, and this also gives me a 5 bonus comparing with these engines. So going with Kitano motor this season. Fuel, we want very strong, and we're going with this one. Tire wear, we're going with this one, and okay, we almost built everything. This could this is a way to change, like we are changing the nose of the car. This is a way to make our car more balanced between all the stars. Like I want like this. So I have 4 stars in tire wear and fuel efficiency, and I could have dilemma set improves for 1 star. And the other one, I want more. I cannot go more. I prefer more the tire eating that the improvability of the car. Because fuel efficiency and tire eating is the tire wear is the most important stuff. The eating of the tires, it's important, that it's not that much, but it's quite important. So we have one staff that are trying to renew him, and he agrees. Great, sign him. There's not much to do in the pre-season. We already renew with all the guys, and this is one of the dilemmas. So currently we have tire eating, it's this one. We have 4 stars, and there's a dilemma that could improve by paying this cost 1 star, and we agree on that. 5 stars right now. Let's hope that we gain a bit of more stars. More dilemmas would be nice. Seems that, yeah, the preseason is quite fast. He likes playing video games, okay? Like marketability, like, yeah, I want that because I want to do the achievement, so I don't mind to summer out to it's team marketability. Okay. If only it was Rodriguez to gain just a bit of marketability so that we gain 100%. We are just missing because of him. And he gained 5%, so nope. One could change the colors and put different types. Like, could go this season with this car. Yeah. The colors, I like it because the green, there's no much. The other cars are not green, so it's easier to me to find in my cars in the races, so I prefer to keep the green, but I will put this black. It's nice. We are already in March, so the preseason is almost over. 50%. We have a dilemma. Tire wear, like another star would be nice. And this one, it's one of, I think this one is the most important start we could gain, because this allows us to have our tires last more in the races, and we could use for doing more laps to our competitors, and that is one of the things that allow me to win more races than the other teams. And we have the test. The test doesn't mean anything, like just give morale to our drivers or for our chairman, but doesn't give us much. We cannot compare like seeing, oh, this one is doing better laps, so he has a better car. No, doesn't matter. Yeah, he lost a bit of morale, it doesn't, so it's okay. And the preseason is all done. We have the car, we could start improving our parts, and we have a new the new parts. Like currently we have the new parts for the, the original parts for our cars. We no longer see great, average, or good in our car, just original parts. So the number change, if we remember, our gearbox was a bit lower than this number, so I'm going to put in this video the number I had before and managed to find the difference between this gearbox and the other to determine how is this number pre-selected. It's quite important for me to find how is these numbers, but we're going to have the best car for sure, right? Yeah, top speed, yeah, only the wings we have and the suspension we are not the stronger, but we have a good car. From the beginning of the season, the most important thing to do in your factory is the reliability, and the race, it's not that hard to make it, but I would say brakes, engine, gearbox and suspension, and the same for the other driver, even knowing that is saying that the lower wings the front wing the front wing suffers the most. The reality is that the front wing and the rear wing are they don't take much time to replace when your car is sent to the box. We just, when the car reaches the box, we put also to fix the front wing, and it's just 1 second. So for 1 second, it's so easy. Change the tires, change the front wing, change the rear wing, done, and you have a good car. Replacing the engine and the suspension or the gearbox, suspension I don't know, but the engine and the gearbox takes a long time. We never do this in the beginning of the season, and you are right. So these are the numbers of the next season. If I remember, yeah, the number was 1583, and now is 1600. So the difference is that, or where is it? It gives us a bonus of 17. So where is the car? Car is here. The difference is we gain a plus 17 in the gearbox, so the original parts improves a bit more. So the designer, when you build a new part, already gives a potential of 17 in your car, and when you pass for the next season, you gain another 17 from the part you have in the current week car. So it's quite important to did what I did make no do what I did, because um, we gain a good car for the next season. Yes, it has a potential of increasing even 20%, and I don't know if I'm going to do it, because reliability is the most important stuff we do in the beginning of the season. When you reach 80%, we are done. We don't need to keep building the reliability, but in the beginning of the season it's quite important. This one, it's also give benefit with this bonus, and as you see, the numbers did increase comparing with the other season, and I will put the numbers so that anyone could compare by seeing this video how the numbers increase from one season to another season. So I hope you enjoyed. Also, I'm going to build in the beginning of the season average parts. Don't want this, doesn't give what I want, like this 7 days. Like if I build an engine or a gearbox, it's not going to do it in the beginning of the season. But if I do this one, I will build one with 10% of reliability. It's a good option for us, and I will have it 4 days before the start of the race, so it's a good option. What can I do more? See, we are building a theme park that is going to give us a bit of money. I didn't know that it would be here. I was thinking that theme park would be like in this part here, but it didn't happen. Each season, I think it's easier and easier if you keep building and building new parts for your car. Currently, we have the best parts in engine, gearbox, and brakes, and when we reach these parts also in the top, we will have a good car. Tire wear is quite important. I think the most fuel efficiency is also quite important because you could push a bit. Improvability, I don't know if it's that important as these parts, but because if we have our car is good in reliability, I think we are safe in that part. We will suffer a bit in the beginning of the season, but I think in the future we will not suffer by having just 2 stars on this in this stat. So not much to do. Let's see our offers here. Japan would be nice because we have race in Japan very soon. But I will need to think about it. I think I earn more money with this one. Yeah, first place. Yeah, we'll earn more money, so don't want it. We'll go for just 1 million. Okay. And this one, I don't like it, either one, but 12 races, 10 million, 3 million, 370. So this one is 2 million. Yeah, this one is better one. Yeah, not important. And we have our this is our goal. If I have first or third place, for some reason I don't have second. If I agree that I'm going to finish in first place, our chairman will pay us more money, and I will agree with first place because we already did in previous seasons. Also, comparing with other seasons, one thing I see is like I think the AI doesn't spend sometimes because the AI doesn't have the money. They don't spend a lot of money in one season. Like Windsor Racing last season did very poorly, and the other teams didn't manage to make much points. And Scuderia Rossini, is Ferrari, did did a good job last season. They had two good drivers, but the season before they just scored 9 points. So sometimes I think they save money for another season, or other times they overspend on their staff and their drivers. So they don't build new parts and save money to have a good car for next season. So it's not that the game is not that hard when you go each after one season another and another. I think the game becomes more easier and easier because our car right now is the best in almost every part, with the exception of wings and the suspension. We have one good driver. Rodriguez is not champion level comparing one with the other. Like, yes, 20 almost in everything with the exception of consistency and fitness and feedback. And Rodriguez is good on smoothness, that I think is the most important, overtaking, but then braking and fitness and it's not that great. So I think currently we have a good car. Don't need to. We will keep building new parts this season, but I think if the last season was easier, this is going to be even easier. Next season, I think it's becoming each time more easier to make it. So I hope you enjoyed this part. Just some tips on the pre-season, and keep building always new parts. The when you finish the when you in the end of the season start building parts that have designing parts that have penalties, because they give us a bit more bonus, because these parts are going to become the bonus with a bonus of your currently designer. Like my staff is this one, and one of the reasons I replace my other lead designer, because this one gives a bonus for front wing, suspension, rear wing, and the other was not that great in those components. So also the parts that I said before, when you select the parts, very strong is very powerful. Strong, the difference between strong and very strong is quite huge, and the others are not. So I have a good car, and probably other teams will select worst engines and worst fuel efficiency, and they will have worst cars, and that make them work with worst tires and in the races. So I hope you enjoyed, and see you next time. Thanks for watching.